Sometimes you'll start playing a game, look up at the clock, and realize that you've been immersed way longer than you imagined. It happens to the best of us. And it's a common occurrence, especially when you're playing a game that's super addictive. So today we're taking a look at some of those games that suck you in and make putting down that controller a sad defeat. The top 10 most addictive video games. Let's jump in. And at number 10 is Goat Simulator. Starting off our list is a game that some of you may argue against, but those of you who have played it and fully engaged in the joke know how addictive this game can be. Goat Simulator started off as a mock trailer for a game, except fans loved the concept so much that developers were like, hey, we need to make this. So it's basically a game that spawned from a joke, and the joke only becomes more enriched as you play. There's a zombie expansion, an MMORPG Elder Scrolls-esque expansion, oh, and so many mutations that provide hours of fun. But after a while, like some of the other great games on this list, it can get a tad repetitive. But I mean, with add-ons like the recent Waste of Space, which is basically a goat in space, it's a game that keeps on giving, and truly a great play for when you're just looking to create some mindless chaos, and want a few tongue-in-cheek jokes. It's all for the joke, friends, all for the joke. Next up is the OG addictive game Tetris. Released in 1984, it was created by Russian developer Alexei Pajantov, and is available on almost every single video game console to date, even on phones, calculators, and PDAs back in the day. And if you don't know what that is, you should go Google it now, but it's not that impressive, so just warning you. So why is it so addictive? Dr. Stanford of the University of Sheffield's Department of Psychology says that the chain of partial solutions and the prospect of solving many tasks is as satisfying as scratching an itch. Neat. It's the desire to create order out of chaos. Tetris has an incredibly rich history that's just too much for us to dive into in this video, so if you guys want to know more about it, let us know in those comments if you dig a top 10 facts about Tetris list. And at number 8 is Candy Crush Saga. Everyone and their mom has dabbled in this game, and I get it. Primarily a mobile game that users play on their phones or connected to social media apps, for perks mainly, Candy Crush took the world by storm when it was released in early 2012 for Facebook, with iOS, Android, and Windows versions coming out shortly after. It's a free-to-play match 3 puzzle game, and by 2014 over 93 million people were playing it, with its publisher and developer King taking in over $493 million in the process. While the game is free, buying add-ons made some of the more difficult levels easier to get through, giving players the option to buy more lives or get special candies instead of waiting for their lives to regenerate, because yay impatience. And at number 7 is Super Mario Bros. Super Mario Bros. Is definitely one of the most iconic games to date, first appearing on the scene in 1985. It's been called highly influential, pioneering, and the greatest game of all time, and the reason why side-scrollers are as popular as they are today. Perhaps its historical influence is what makes this game one that players have returned to time and time again over the years, whether that's the original game or the revamped versions, including the new one released for iOS. But others say its addictive nature comes from its inherently brilliant design, mechanics, and simplicity, and it's just flat out entertaining. And at number 6 is Elder Scrolls Skyrim. Do you guys remember when Skyrim came out? I feel like half of my friends disappeared for a month or more, just running around in Skyrim, fighting off dragons, becoming a member of the Thieves Guild, generally being a badass dragonborn, exploring pretty much everything. The game is just so rich, and really took the open world gaming experience to the next level. You could clock hundreds of hours in the game and still not finish every single mission, whether they were a part of a storyline or just a side thing. But fear not, friends. Bethesda has stated that another Elder Scrolls game is eventually on the way, and in the meantime, the Morrowind MMORPG is now available. What race did you guys play as? I always go with the Khajiit. Gotta get that sneak on. And at number 5 is Grand Theft Auto 5. Grand Theft Auto is a series that is undeniably addictive, and while some may argue that Vice City or GTA 4 should have made this list instead of number 5, regardless, the GTA series has managed to suck players in. GTA 5 even introduced GTA Online, which has opened up a whole Pandora's box of possibilities. But even if you're playing offline, the game is still full of little tongue-in-cheek jokes to discover across its vast map. From a nudist cult to mysterious spaceship parts, the latter spawning a whole lot of theories online as to alien involvement in the game, including glyphs and flying saucers, and actually one that appears at 3 AM above Mount Chiliad once you've hit the 100% completion mark in the game. And number 4 is Pokemon Blue, Red, and Yellow. While the Game Boy has come a long way since its bulkier days, and even GBA days, although that was my personal favorite, it's hard to not be nostalgic over playing one of the platform's most beloved series, Pokemon. For this list, we're taking a look more so at Blue, Red, and Yellow though. Not saying the other games aren't addictive, they totally are, but these were the ones that were kind of the main addictive games back in the day. With the task of becoming a Pokemon master at hand, it was incredibly easy to slip into hours upon hours of gameplay, especially on a platform that was so accessible and portable. And once you got that bike, oh boy, did that make getting around much easier, hunting for Pokemon in tall grass. What 6 Pokemon did you guys have on your team? And at number 3 is World of Warcraft. With over 100 million World of Warcraft accounts, it's it's undeniable that this game has revolutionized the MMORPG. It provides a versatile story experience that lets players become heavily invested, with both their time and their wallets. World of Warcraft also has gotten a lot of media coverage for ruining lives, in the sense that some players have devoted themselves so wholeheartedly to the game that they've given up on responsibilities in real life. Some say it's the game's ability to allow for time to be subjective and remove a feeling of self-consciousness the player may encounter when socially interacting with others. What do you guys think? Any big World of Warcraft fans out there? Chime in those comments below. And at number 2 is Angry Birds. There's a reason why Hollywood execs greenlit an Angry Birds feature film. It's a franchise with the first game launching in 2009, with 13 follow-up games, some puzzle-based, others RPG, side-scrollers, and racing games, and 3 spin-off games to boot. And we won't even get into the other media or merch that this game has spawned. Players all over the world have devoted about 200 million minutes per day to playing the game, and researchers have stated that its reason for success, breezing over these points here for the sake of not getting stuck in a wormhole, are due to its simple yet engaging interface, cleverly managed response time, and appeal to its short-term memory commitment from users. And finally, in at number 1 is Minecraft. Combining simplicity with endless possibilities, Minecraft appeals to a wide range of age groups, giving players the ability to build and manipulate worlds. Minecraft has the most uploaded gameplay footage to YouTube as well. It's the most watched game online. The reason why it's so addictive? It takes sandbox gaming to a whole new level, with no such thing as completion hanging over it, and gives players the ability to express themselves freely without much limitation. Except, you know, easily crafting circles. There we have it, friends. What games are you addicted to? Did your favorite make our list? Give us a shout in those comments below and let us know. And if you dug this video, make sure you hit those like and subscribe buttons. But for now, I'm Kelly Pally for Top 10 Gaming, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.